Hello, everyone. It's Ashley from Court Reserve. I hope that you're having a great week. We are so excited to do another weekly Spark webinar series. I'm here with Julia, our new account manager at Court Reserve, and Dylan, our rock star customer success leader. We're going to talk all about summer camps today. But before we get started, you've obviously already found where we do all of our webinars. But don't forget, next week is our latest quarterly release. It's called What's New on Court Reserve. You can go out to courtreserve.com, go to resources, and go to webinars and sign up for that. That's going to be our Spark webinar next week. So you'll want to know because we might be sneak previewing something cool that you're going to want to know about. And then also, don't forget our Catalyst 2026 tour has started. I just got to tell you, last week we had our first one in St. Augustine, and these two friends were with me. It was 40 different registrations coming in. So, like 25 different clubs around the country. We even had somebody fly down from Canada. We had 4 hours of roundtable discussion, best practices on the first day, and then 8 hours of Court Reserve training on the second day. We played pickleball. We had food. It was incredible. It was my favorite Catalyst ever. And so I would encourage you all year, we're going to be celebrating with a $99 registration for each of your team members. We're going to do that half day best practice roundtable discussion. That was probably even better than the Court Reserve training. So many people were like, hey,
Good.
this was worth coming just so I could hear from other clubs. What's working in programming, memberships? How do you handle check-ins? How do you handle people at your club that you need to boot out? It was such great conversation for 4 hours. So we're going to do Columbus, Ohio in April, Detroit, Michigan in May, Denver, Colorado in July, and we're going to Toronto. Hello, Canadians. We're coming to see you. So we're going to do that one in August as well. You can currently buy tickets for April, May, and June, July on our website. So please head out to courtreserve.com, go to Catalyst, sign up, bring your people. It's so much fun, and you'll learn so much, not only from us, but from lots of your colleagues in the space too. If you're all about pickleball, we're having another mastermind out in Utah. It's coming up in March, 2.5 days. You'll learn, your head will explode with all kinds of pickleball business. It is fantastic to go out there. And then I think we did 74 conference and events last year. And this year we're ramping up to do about 80. So if you're going to be in these areas, we're going to PTR next week. I'm doing a 3-hour master course. So if you're coming to PTR, come hang out with me for 3 hours on Friday. It is going to be dynamic. We're going to walk through all kinds of data and technology. And then we're going to be at a couple of other upcoming workshops. So, hey, friends, let's get started on summer camps. I'm excited. What are we going to do today, Julia?
All right, well, I am excited as well because I don't know about where you're at, but where I'm at, I am ready to ditch the gloves and pretend like for the next 30 minutes it's summer and 80 degrees outside, and we are planning our summer camps. Sound good to everybody else? So I want to start with showing you the possibilities of Court Reserve and promoting today. In our summer camp, we're going to break it down into 3 different areas. We're going to talk about the prep and setup, how to promote, and then finally how to manage your camp. So as you can see here in my test account, I wanted to show just a few little things that the software can do. So here I have a promotion. We'll talk about how I did all this later. And I have register for a full camp week. I have options to register for a camp day and register for a half day. So just as Ashley was mentioning, we were in Catalyst last week, and with owners and business owners and managers just like yourself, we've heard from them that the most popular summer camps were offerings of a week at a time, a day at a time, or a half day at a time. And so today, during this webinar, that's what we're going to focus on, is how can we set up and offer these 3 different types of summer camps all on your courts, all allowing the players to register themselves, taking away the admin portion, right? We want to try to automate this as much as possible. So you saw what it looks like. Now, how do we get it set up? So first and foremost, there's a little bit of prep of course, you and your manager is going, we're going to have a summer camp. How many kids can we handle? What courts are we going to use? What space are we going to use? And then, of course, are you going to offer these three types of registrations? So once you have all of that figured out, I'm going to jump right into the summer camp full week. So this is giving the campers the option to register for the full week at a time. So you will see that I have created the events in the three different offerings that we are going to offer for summer camps. So as you can see, I even titled them to make it super clear as well. So I've created this event, summer camp full week. For categories, event categorization and reporting, I like to keep it the same for summer camps so that, again, I can pull reports and make it easy for future. I have tagged this with juniors, and I do for summer camps, and honestly, for events in general, I love the tag. It's easy as the player perspective for me to be able to see my junior or adults immediately. Here's where we're going to say how many campers are we going to allow capacity for the 1 week registration. So again, pre-planning for knowing the capacity of each of these offerings. And we're going to say, because they're registering at a week at a time, we're going to start the event date is the first day of camp. Here's the time. So this is the full week and full day camp. We're going to say that it recurs every single week for 1 week. And I'm just going to go ahead and check Monday through Friday, ending on Friday. So that is my 1 week camp. Here is where the next option here, we are allowing the players or campers to register for single dates or for the full week. And since this is the full week, we actually are going to turn this off, and we're going to only allow them to register for the full week. And we know that that worked correctly and are only offering a full week because you can see right here it says the full price. Okay, so it does currently remove the setting right here, so it kind of disappears. So I really like to make sure that I didn't do anything wrong. It is allowing full week registration and only full week registration when you select that. Because we have a capacity, I do suggest a wait list, especially if you're in an area that summer camps fill up quick. Here's where we are assigning the courts that are going to be utilized for the summer camp. And now, this is, particularly important to note because it's going to depend on how many courts that you have that you want to allot for, again, offering these three types of durations for summer camps. So for instance, I have 6 courts in my test account. So I'm giving 3 courts to the full week registration, 2 courts, which we'll go over in just a minute, for the dailies, and then 1 court to register on for the half day AM and PM. So I'm doing that so that it's very clear in your expanded scheduler where everything lands. But again, all of them, once they get to the actual camp, everybody can be all the different courts and you can establish the organization once they arrive. Okay, so continuing on with just the setup of this 1 week, you can allow members to withdraw, setting a prevention time of when they can withdraw from. This note does show to staff and to players, so I want to make sure you're aware of that. For summer camps, if you have any special questions that you want to ask at the time of registration, maybe you're going to do a t-shirt or allergies or anything that you want to ask, this is a 2-step process. So prior to setting up the event, I did create a custom field question asking what is your unisex t-shirt size. So anybody that registers for my summer camp, they're going to fill out that question. Coming down to the event setup, this is, as we already spoke about, the full price is going to be for that full week. So we are saying that when they're registering, it is public so everybody can see it. We want to allow online registrations. Again, want to put it in the players' hands. At this time in my organization right now, I don't have a set up for payment, but we would require upfront payment. And if you would like to require payment on profile, just think that's a way of saying saving a credit card on file. The next column right here is full registration start. So when are we opening up the registration start type for campers to start registering? This is something that I was really surprised of when we were at Catalyst and we heard the round table discussions. Like, I'm a pretty good pre-planner, I thought. I was like, okay, a month, maybe the preseason. You guys, if you're going to start promoting your summer camps at summer camp this year for next year. And that's the way to stay competitive and to continue to drive the importance and the registration for this. So you're going to see I put 11 months here. That wasn't a mistake. That was some valuable information. I called it a golden nugget that I got from clubs that are doing this very successfully year after year. And that was one of their biggest tips. I wanted to share that with you. Little freebie from Catalyst. So that's what we put here. The great thing is you can obviously change the registration start date. So if, my trial membership, I want to give my members more opportunity than the trial membership, we can do that. Registration by default ends when the event is full. So if you want to end before that, or when the event starts is by default when the event registration would end. So could put an ending here if you would like. I always like to show registrants because that would allow all the players and campers to see who is coming. Continuing on from left to right here, description is really important. I love this feature. A lot of people kind of go right past this tab, but it accepts images and CSS. And so use your friend ChatGPT, come up with a cool graphic, come up with CSS and make this look awesome. And we'll talk again in the promote section why this is important. Continue on with restrictions. As you know, this is a junior summer camp, so you can add your age restriction here. Guest setup. I want to talk on this just really briefly today because we had, if you are allowing guests to attend your summer camp. Reminder, this is a true guest, so you're not requiring that they create an account or sign a waiver prior to, but with our new release today, we did we did extend a public waiver offering. So now in advance, before coming to a summer camp, you can actually put a public waiver that they can sign, they have their parents sign, and it can save in the back. So that's a new feature. If you haven't checked it out, make sure that you look at the announcements in the top right-hand corner when you are logged in. So now that we have this saved and created, that is in a nutshell the setup of creating for a full week. And we would come in and I'm going to go back to my event list so I can see all the different events that I've created. And I would essentially create this same event and do the same thing for my full day registration. The difference with my full day registration is when I selected if they were allowed to register per session or for the full event. That's the difference with a full day registration for summer camps. So right here, allow registrants to register for single dates. That I have checked. I have not checked allow registrants to register for all dates. And when we scroll down here on the event setup, you can easily see and confirm my drop-in price means a per session per week. So that would be the biggest difference in creating a week sign up, then a day sign up, and then drilling it down one more, and we can open up for any quick questions. We're going to stop in between each quick category here and open it up for questions. If you do have questions, please use the Q&A section in the bottom versus the comments. As Ashley mentioned, we have Dylan that's going to help with those. So hopefully the Q&A session's already been using. The last setup is that half day. As you can see in my table right here, I have 2 half days. And I have it broken up by time now. So we have basically AM and PM, 8 to 12, 12 to 4. Again, this is just the most common that we've seen. This half day setup is very similar to the day setup, where I've only allowed to select for the single registration and not the full camp registration. And I put now a time. Instead of it going all the way from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., I've made it half day for the time right here. And I have also made the price half. And as you can see right here, allow registrants for single dates. So that would be the setup of the 3 different ways. If I come over to my scheduler and I go to pickleball, I'm going to show you what it will look like on the staff side to admin. So I have it nice and organized, as you can see here. And this is where I mentioned I have my course allocated to the full week. I have day registration here and then my half registration here. All right, Dylan, do we have any questions about how to set up a summer camp and events?
We do have a few different questions. Again,
Great.
post in the Q&A section at the very bottom, and we will do our best to get those answered. I do want to point out if you do have a question that was asked in this section that does not get an answer today in the webinar, please feel free to reach out to our customer success team through the green chat bubble or through our email support@courtreserve.com, and we will get to it if and when we can. All right, so. There are a few questions. Is it possible to offer discounts for multi-week or siblings?
All right. So, is it possible to offer discounts for multi-week or siblings? So, multi-week meaning if they signed up for a full week this week, but then you also have it the week of February 14th and so on and so on. I would say the best offering for that would probably be to go ahead and set up a package offering. And so you can set up a package within Court Reserve and call it, summer multi-week summer deal or something like that. And that way you can have the members pre-purchase multiple weeks in advance, and then when they go, and then essentially think of packages as a redeemable currency, if you will, right? And so then when they go to purchase the summer camp for the first week, since they've already prepaid, they'll use the package as payment, and that will essentially be how you can give them a discount for buying multiple weeks.
So,
So then as far as a sibling discount, if you have everybody on the same membership for a sibling discount, I would initially just think the best answer for that would be to have that be at the admin level and give them a manual discount. Unless Dylan, you think of any other solution for that.
I think that's the way to go. Currently, automatically, we don't have dynamic pricing, and so as far as discounts go, that would have to be handled manually.
Great.
Yeah.
Any other
Um,
questions?
Let me see. Can you repeat the tip regarding 11 months pre-registration? Is this regarding how early clubs are opening registration for their summer camps?
Great question. And yes, that is. That is how early they're opening the registration for their summer camps, promoting all year instead of just the season prior. And so, as you saw when we were doing the event setup for this summer camp, that would 11 months was when the registration would open and people could start reserving their spot for summer camp.
Awesome. And there are a few different email questions that I think could be answered with one answer.
Okay.
Some people are asking if I want to get someone's t-shirt size or if I want to get someone's lunch order ahead of time for an event, how would I best set that up?
Great. And so, yep, that was covered a little bit. We did have the custom question, but let me go ahead and just show that real quick. So, under settings, it is a two-step process, right? So, we're going to come here to event settings, custom fields bubble right down here. And as you can see, we have the different categories. So, for an event registrant, I have asked what your t-shirt size is, but you can ask any question here. So, if I just click create new, you're going to establish the category. And here's where you can put it towards the event registrant, and that would ask the player at the time of registrant. We have text box, which is essentially like this label box right here, just a short answer. The text area is essentially like this big entire rectangle paragraph, think, and then drop down, you can establish the drop down that the registrant can select. So all of that can be added. So like I mentioned, it's a two-step process. You create the question here first, and then once you add it, you add it to the specific event that you want that question asked. So if I come to summer camp, full camp, and I scroll about halfway down here, you will see where I've added that custom question.
And let me just mention too, this is Ashley. We've seen, do you have an EpiPen? Would you like
Mhm.
to order lunch? Turkey sandwich, ham sandwich, beefaroni, right? There's the t-shirt that Julia, literally this is, I have seen it to where there are organizations who need to have multiple questions answered in different ways. So you can do the Dropbox, that like Julia was showing you the drop down, like the choices, ham, turkey, roast beef. So that is where you would put all those individual questions. And then on the registration side, Julia is going to show you how to actually, answer those questions from a player perspective.
Mm-hmm. And so view member portal will be how we can view these events from the player's perspective, as Ashley mentioned. And you got to see just a quick glance. So up here, when we go into the promote, actually, Dylan, do we feel comfortable that that was a majority of the questions? So I can go right into promote, or do you
I
think?
I think so.
Okay,
There are a
wonderful.
few more, but I'll do my best to answer those on my own over here, okay?
Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
So then to show the player experience, but then also to kind of roll right into the promotion section of summer camps, right? So it's wonderful that you've had the planning, you set it up in court reserve, and the magic happens and no one's registering. Well, it's gonna take some promotion on your side to get the information out there. And so showing the full experience, and then how did I do that? So let's go ahead and register for the full camp week. As you can see right here, it tells me how many spots. You can see my junior tag is nice and blue. So when I'm looking for registering my junior for something, I can see that easily. It shows me the price, day, and time. Once I click register, boom, you can see the nice description that we have right there. Because I'm showing who is registered for the event, you can see that second tab. I could also see, hey, have my friends registered yet or not? And then when I'm ready to register myself, I can click register. I did want to note you could see the restrictions. And as you can see here, I'm logged in as myself. And so I technically cannot register for this because I do have a restriction for this specific that you must be between 8 and 17 years old. So that shows you also what it would look like if you are going to have it age specific. As you can see, though, registering for the full event, I would be able to register for all 5 dates. I wanted to show real quick as well. This is also the highlight where it's going to show any restrictions, the notes, and then the courts. So as you can see, as I mentioned in the beginning, it's time to promote it. So we want to go and add these summer camps at the top of your menu. And this menu showcases on your website, and it also showcases in the app portal as well. So on the mobile app. So if I hover over my name, and a quick option to go back to edit this member portal is going to website settings. And so I'm going to start by initially creating those different filters. So event filters are a wonderful way to customize or streamline marketing. And so I'm going to create an event filter, which I already have done for that full day. So essence of time, I'm just going to hit edit real quick so that you can see the offerings here. I'm keeping it super simple. I'm just giving a title. And here's where the category also comes into play for the event category, how I mentioned for reporting and to be able to connect specifics. This would be another area I can say, okay, this is specifically, we're only looking at full day event summer camp registrations. All of this other, you can get very detailed if you are marketing something very niche, right? For this, I kept it simple. I wanted to show how quickly you can make this happen. So I'm just putting a name, assigning a category, and I'm showing it to all memberships. However, you could minimize who you're showing this to. So once I hit save and I follow the process for going through and filtering my full week, my event category by half day and by full day, it's going to now produce these URLs for me. Okay. So it's a few steps to make this happen, right? So now that we've created that filter, we need to get it to the menu or your website. So we're going to hit copy URL, and then we're going to click over to the menu tab just a few steps over here. I have created a header link called Summer Camps at the Palace, and I'm going to go ahead and just click edit so you can see what that looks like. I'm taking the link that was just created by the event filter, pasting it in here, and then giving my title for what I want that menu header to be. I personally, the display type here for summer camps specifically, I want to show it to everybody, right? So anonymous view is somebody that has not created an account yet. Logged in view is somebody who has. And so I want to show this to everybody. And so my display is for all. Lastly, for that, we're going to create sublinks. The sublinks are essentially in Court Reserve. That's the drop down. So think sub is your drop down. And again, I just created the sub link and pasted in the URL for each specific event filter that we created. Okay, so that is as simple as it was to two-step process, create the filter first, saying, hey, this is what I want to show, adding it to my menu. And then when I go to view member portal, you will see that's the exact information and the format that I just told it in my menu. And then these would be my sublinks right here, the camp, day and half day. Okay. So that is the simple way that you can promote. Now you can promote on your website, on your app. You can email these links out to marketing. So speaking of marketing, I'm going to do one last thing because I know that we are trying to keep this under 30 minutes. I'm hoping you like the value here, but I want to show one little bonus tip because I think that there's an area in Court Reserve that's really underutilized, and that is our player groups. But more specifically, under our groups, our player groups, I want to talk about our dynamic player groups. You're going to find this under members, groups, and then for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just show you all groups. So this is an area of marketing and it's automated. And if you work with me at all, you're going to know that I'm like automation queen. I want to know I want to make this work for me as much as possible. This software, it can do it. I want to push it to its max, right? So I have went in here and because summer camps, and I think in marketing in general, for the way that this pickleball club is set up is really age specific or gender specific. So what I have is I've created a dynamic group. I've called it ages 8 to 17 marketing. It's only showing to me. Okay. So I've titled it, made sure dynamic. Dynamic is again the way to automate it. We do have static. That's the way that you can create those private groups. You can make your own groups. You can really customize this. I'm not going to go into big detail here, but I've created it just for simple marketing purposes to work for me so that I can use this information to now go and send my marketing email blast. Okay, so I'm including active and a tip and active members just in case. Here's where I put my age. I only want age 8 to 17. And now it's going to filter through my current database and say, hey, these are the players who are already meet this qualification. Your group is already started. And now, guess what? Anytime any new person registers and becomes a member at my club and their age is between 8 and 17, they're going to automatically get put in this group. I don't have to do a thing. So then I get to now, when I'm ready to promote for summer camps, right? I'm going to go to that same area under groups, members. I'm going to now go to bulk email. And how simple is this? I'm going to create my email that I want to send out. My internet. Fun times.
Would you like me to play the Jeopardy song?
Here we go. Okay, so you can make it look really, really cool. We have the advanced editor that's kind of like a newsletter option, but once you click next is when the magic happens here. We can filter by group, and here is exactly what makes it so easy is now that dynamic already created for me marketing group, I can say, hey, this is who I want to email. And it's just as simple as that. So we've taken a way of creating this awesome summer camp, given your players and your families options, created it, set it up, we've promoted it, and now we've even hopefully used some Court Reserve features that you might not even know to do this in a way that's automated. So we're very close to the end. So I'm going to say 2 more things and then open it up to, okay. So we mentioned that we're going to end with, we prepped it, we promoted it. Now we're running and managing it. So I think that sometimes that's the part where we get excited, we have everything going, and then we get to the final day and we're like, okay, but now what, right? And so I want to make sure that I show you some of the just one quick tip on how you can pull the reports for that specific summer camp and have a check-in as well. As long as my internet is going to be nice to me.
So while she's pulling that up, I wonder how many of you would like to get on a Zoom call and do like a best practice session around camps where you can talk, between each other. I mean, I just think that there's so many great questions. We're never going to get through all these today to honor your time. But I wonder, that might be kind of a fun thing, Julia. You and I could definitely pull that off. But if you're interested in having like a 1-hour best practice session, me and Julia, camps, oh, I see some hands raising. Send me an email.
Okay.
It's Ashley@courtreserve.com. I'll put it in the link. Just, hey, Ashley, I'm interested. And then we'll find a time and a place. Oh, we got like 7, 8, 10 people. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So email me, Ashley@courtreserve.com. Just say, hey, I want to be a part of the summer camp roundtable. We'll set it up. It'll be a couple weeks from now because Julia and I are just coming up with this on the fly. Julia, did you find it or did your internet go out? She's frozen.
Oh no.
Julia's frozen. Okay. Well, let's see if we can answer some of the questions that came in, Dylan.
Sure. I do have something that I would like to share. Someone
Yeah.
asked when you are creating um, a link, is there a way for it to show up on mobile? So when you create a link at the very top, that's not a default court reserve link like your event filter. Let's scoot this over here. Ignore all this code, but this is just a way of me showing you what the mobile version is going to look like. At the very bottom under Explore More, that's where your extra links are going to be showing up. So summer camps at the Palace or any other event filter or link that you're adding to your menu are going to all show up under Explore More. Events, reservations, and lessons are going to show up at the top by default when you're showing the mobile menu.
Perfect. Thank you.
Welcome back, Julia.
Thanks. I kept smiling just in case. I'm like, I'm going to be stuck.
That's going on YouTube right there. All right, let's see if we can get through a couple more of these questions before folks have to go. And
Okay.
I put my email in the, don't blow me up, but like I put my email out there. So if you're interested in the roundtable discussion, email at me and Julia. We'll set it up.
Awesome. Is there, oh, let's see, is it necessary for juniors to have their own accounts or would parents be able to sign them up without?
Great question. It is based on how you set up your memberships, but absolutely, parents have the ability to sign up their kids no matter how you have it set up. Is a quick answer.
Awesome. Jake, the quick answer for how do you get Explore More section to show up is if you're adding a new link to your menu, then it will show up afterwards. It's not there unless you have links in the first place. And then let's see, is there an average price we should be charging for camps?
That's a great business question. And though that's a perfect topic that we talked about at Catalyst. And so I gave some golden nuggets. I would say I hope to see you at the next Catalyst to get some of that information.
Awesome. And then if we have any more questions about summer camps, is there anyone we can contact directly?
I mean, you are the life of your account. You have our amazing customer success team, and they are knowledgeable. They are a specialist of the software. And today, yes, we go and we do share, and I joke a little bit about, outside of the scope of court reserve, and that's just in talking and experience and conversation. But software wise, if you ever have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. That live chat bubble that you see right here, don't hesitate to reach out to us or email, and you have a real person that will answer. And if they can't answer, they will escalate to somebody who can.
Awesome. And then someone's asking about public bookings. Ashley, I think we're going to be having a little bit more information about that to come, not necessarily on this webinar.
It is true. Public booking is actually a great new way. It's in beta, but it is a great way to do these one-off, like they don't have to create an account to sign up for an event at your club. They don't have to create an account to sign up and book a court at your club. If you're interested in public booking beta, it's completely in beta. You can also send me an email, ashley@courtreserve.com. We can turn the beta on. Again, it's in beta, but we are using it at Old Coast Pickleball. So if you really want to see how it works, you can go out to oldcoastpickleball.com. You can click book a court or explore activities, I believe we call it, and it'll take you through the public booking flow. If you do book a court and pay us money, no refunds. But yes, you can do that.
You can email Ashley. I would suggest to reach out to customer success because we can get you set up as well. That'll probably be the easiest way. And if you have any other questions, I saw some hands were raised. I didn't see any questions in the Q&A section, but any other follow-up questions, feel free to ask in the chat or through our support email.
Yeah.
Great. And as we finish, since my computer came up, we're going to finish that run and manage. As you could see, I literally just clicked on the registrant link. It's a hyperlink on the expanded scheduler here. You can see the registrants. You can see just by hovering their t-shirt size, and if they've signed the waiver, what they've paid. Here's where you can pull the reports. So you can pull a report out of here. So if you prefer paper to have your instructors or camp leaders, then absolutely you can pull a report from here. And you can also notify from here, right from the scheduler screen. You can email, text, or send a push notification. Lastly, something that is overlooked as well is when they check in, especially for summer camp, maybe you do want to finally assign where they do go to court. So right from this screen, you can also click the pencil and assign where that camper should be and what court they should be on. So that is, full spectrum. Now we've prepped it, we've promoted it. Now we can manage it. And I hope that you guys learned something today and come back to another webinar soon.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.